He's crawled out from under his rock. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. A couple of days ago, I was attending to my ablutions. I was sat upon the Tudor throne, and in the course of attending to those ablutions, oddly enough, I was reminded of the improbably named plastic-faced lieutenant, Omid Scobie, and for a brief moment I thought to myself, he's been rather quiet as of late, and then I dispensed with the turd. Lo and behold, the Telegraph via Victoria Ward tells us, Omid Scobie set sights on Prince William in Newburgh. Yes, the spokesperson for the Sussexes, their cheerleader, although he denies being as such and then immediately contradicted himself by continuing to be their cheerleader, has reappeared. He's crawled out from under his rock because, of course, not only does he need to continue as the Klingon that he is to the Sussexes by leveraging off them in order to remain relevant, he's got something that he wants to shill. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's biographer, which is a rather kind term for the type of writing that Scobie engages in, has revealed he has set his sights on the Prince of Wales in his next book. Omid Scobie published a list of the chapter headings. Who the fuck does that? Have some excerpts from it. Have a bit of a serialization in a national newspaper, but no, I'm going to send you a list of chapter headings. Fuck me. What an attention seeker. And it's no wonder he's aligned to the Sussexes, because that's an attempt to get a response out of doing very little. I'm not going to provide you with chunks of the book. Oh no, I'm just going to give you the chapter headings. Why don't you just give us the fucking page numbers? Just put a string of numbers on your X account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and say, look, these are the page numbers for my forthcoming book, you odious turd. Omid Scobie published a list of the chapter headings as he announced that the book, called Endgame, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival. Well, here's some news for you, Scobie. We know how it turned out. The monarchy persists, has become more popular, and despite the best efforts of you as the loyal lieutenant of the Sussexes, your charges have ended up failing. They become increasingly unpopular, increasingly irrelevant, and are just turning into celebrities. Harry having lost his royal allure, and his wife returning to obscurity via grasping attempts at celebritydom. He explained that it's now at the printers. Whoopie fucking do. If anybody knows about those printers, you might want to wander along and say, look, here's some cash money. Can you have a little accident and lose the files and ensure that this, no doubt, atrocity of a publication is lost and never to be recovered? One of the chapters is called Gloves On, Prince William, Heir to the Throne. Fascinating. The decision to dedicate a whole chapter to the heir to the throne will cause consternation at Kensington Palace. Actually, I doubt that it will. William has had to deal with the crap that his brother has said about him. And all that did was make it seem as if Big Willie Styley is the muscled hero that grappled his younger brother to the floor, breaking a dog bowl, and he broke my necklace. William came out of it well, so I doubt that there's any actual consternation for him at all. He'll take it in his stride. He might mutter about it under his breath to Catherine while he's admiring her toned thighs as she works out after another tennis session, but ultimately he'll dismiss it because he knows that Scobie's just an attention-seeking turd. Mr. Scobie's focus on the Prince of Wales is unlikely to be favourable. He has positioned himself as one of the Sussex's biggest cheerleaders in recent years, and it is well known that Prince Harry and his brother have not spoken for many months. This, of course, is a consequence of William being a normal and is maintaining that position in order to protect himself and his family, pursuant to excellent advice. Harry described in his memoir how his relationship with the Waleses fell apart over Harry's wife, once again demonstrating the divisive nature of the narcissist that drives people's familial relationships apart, and in a dispute that prompted a physical fight at his Kensington Palace home. He claimed that William called his wife difficult, rude and abrasive. He probably did, and he's right. and warned him that the relationship was moving too fast, which is entirely correct. Mr. Scobie has previously warned that his book, which is published in November, will reveal moments the royal family should be ashamed of. Well, that's his opinion, and it remains to be seen whether it's actually based on something accurate. He said it would focus on the negative as much as the positive, and would shine a light on unsolved mysteries. I see. So is it going to shine a light upon how you've lied about your age, Mr. Scobie? Or perhaps it's going to shine a light upon why you increasingly look like you're made out of plastic. Those are some of the questions that ought to be answered. The chapter list reveals that the book will open with details about the death of Elizabeth II, the end of an era, and a moment Mr. Scobie suggests will be disastrous for the monarchy. Well, that's aged well, hasn't it? Because last time I looked, the monarchy was doing rather well. Charles has had a decent first year. The second chapter is called Shaky Ground. The Queen is dead, the monarchy faces trouble. Really? The only trouble that it's faced has come from those two shitty individuals that you continue to promote, you wazzock. While the third focuses on the early days of the King's reign, called Oh God, I Hate This, King Charles's premiere. Sounds a riveting read, doesn't it? Mr. Scobie goes on to write chapters about an alleged ongoing campaign to make the royals great again and the lingering trials of the king. He then turns his attention to the scandal-hit Duke of York before dedicating a chapter to race and royals, institutional bigotry and denial. Well, I'm sure that's going to contain a load of fact-based information, isn't it? That probably has been written by Harry's wife, has been dispatched to the improbably named plastic-faced Lieutenant Omid Scobie with the instruction, stick that in your book. We saw what he did with Finding Dollars Funding Freedom, whereby much of the detail that he provided could only have come direct from Harry's wife. It was as if she just handed over her dear diary entries. And I suspect that this book's more of the same. It's just going to be a propaganda outlet for Harry's wife, a means of asserting indirect control over those individuals who have been painted black: Prince William, the Nemesis, King Charles, Queen Camilla, Princess Royal, etc. The section will almost certainly rake over the claims made by the Sussexes in their Oprah Winfrey interview, bringing up the past, in which they allege that a member of the royal family has made comments about the colour of their unborn son's skin. Although Prince Harry has since insisted that he did not accuse anyone in his family of racism, he and Harry's wife have made many claims of unconscious bias within the institution, which is another way of saying, I can't actually find anything that you've said or done that's racist, but you've got unconscious bias because you're white, and therefore it follows you must be a racist somewhere. The following chapter is about William, while the next is titled Gloves Off, Prince Harry, Man on a Mission. This must be when he's seeking to get his chicken roasted. Mr. Scobie's first book, Finding Freedom, co-written by a lady who has since vanished off the face of the earth through embarrassment, Karen Durant, made sweeping personal revelations about the Sussexes' private lives. The Duchess was forced to admit during a High Court privacy claim against Associated Newspapers that she had authorised an aide to brief two authors for the book. So the Telegraph ends nicely by demonstrating another fib that had been put forward by the Duchess of Sussex. So Scobie's reappeared, and he's trying to draw attention to his propaganda piece on behalf of the Sussexes. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.